Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction for Boku no Hero Academia Chapter 302. I'm extremely excited. As always, the wrong way to put out a fire part 2. I loved last chapter. Because like I said, I don't dislike Izuku or the other classmates or anything at all. I really like them. So it says a lot that I'm like, okay, forget about that whole storyline. I care about the Todoroki family drama. I care about Shoto and Endeavor and Toya and Rei. I care about that. More than like anything else in Hero Academia, weirdly enough. And last chapter was great. It got into a lot of story bits really well with how like Endeavor lit this fire in Toya, being like, you can surpass All Might, you can surpass All Might. And then when he said, oh no, you can't surpass All Might, it made Toya just like Endeavor. What he inherited from him was Endeavor's always been like so focused on surpassing All Might that he loses track of the people he's hurting, including himself, along the way. And Toya became the same way, so focused on surpassing All Might because he was told again and again that he could, and then all of a sudden told, no, you can't, that he became just like Endeavor in being so focused on that he wouldn't realize the people he's hurting, including himself. Though, of course, it's very much a different situation, though, because Toya was a kid raised in that environment. But I also like right at the end, too. I think we're going to get more into Rei and her feelings this chapter. I like that Rei was also like, yeah, you're not the only one that wasn't seeing it, which I think goes into the way that they tried to put out the fire was basically kind of ignoring it, basically saying, no, never mind, you can't surpass All Might, and trying to, have another kid, have Shoto, trying to move on from the problem instead of addressing the problem. And I think that Rei is also going to be like, yeah, you're his father, and you're at fault for a lot of things here, but I also had a chance to be there for him, but went along with this. So yeah, I'm excited to see where we go. But let's start reading, actually. From now on, we're keeping Shoto away from the other kids. I'm too busy with work to look after him 24/7, which is why I've hired help. But you, don't take your eyes off Toya. He just wants you to look at him, to notice him. That's all. All I can show anyone is the world of heroes. This is so good too. This is so interesting. Also, look at adorable baby Shoto. Man, just the paneling here. Heroes. Aren't you just running away? 5 years later. Hey Toya, let's play. Second son Natsuo, 8. Only daughter Fuyumi, 12. Oh, sure. First son Toya, 13. So we see, yeah, like how after a bit they stopped having kids, but then when they decided to start up, when they learned about Toya's quirk hurting himself, that's 5 years later when they started having kids again and had Natsuo before Shoto. This is really cool. Okay. And now we get that scene from way back towards the beginning of the series. I love this. This is so good. So well done. Third son Shoto, 5. Don't look at them, Shoto. Your siblings belong to a different world than you. Just this one time, please, let me play with Toya and them. No, it's time to train your output capacity. And we see as they're playing, Toya looking on in sort of his messed up jealousy. Again, it's one of those things where you can't blame Toya too much because he was raised in this situation, but you also have to sort of see people's own actions in like, Shoto was also raised in this messed up situation, and a lot of other people in this series came from messed up situations, but they didn't decide to go around murdering people. I mean, that one time was my fault. Little Shoto didn't do anything wrong, but Dad's to blame too. Won't even pay attention to us just 'cause we're failed creations? Crazy, right? Is that what modern heroes are all about? Making all these kids they don't even need? And we see him preaching his Stain propaganda and we see, of course, why he was attracted to Stain's message and ended up teaming up with Shigaraki to begin with. Him preaching to Natsuo. Hey, why don't you bug sis about this stuff once in a while? You telling me to buzz off too, Natsuo? Even you? I'm talking to you because you're the only one who gets it. You agree, right? The women in this house are good for nothing. So, again, we're seeing like a combination of how his childhood screwed him up and also how he himself was screwed up. Wait, you're about to run off to that mountain again, aren't you? Why don't you hang out with your classmates once in a while? And we have Ray scolding him, it looks like. I don't need friends. We live in different worlds. Toya, do you even want to be a hero? And the way he looks back, because of course he's already gone down the path of thinking heroes are messed up. As your mother, it looks to me like you're suffocating because of who your father is, and you're suffering for it. Toya, there are so many paths available, countless options for you. Try looking beyond your father, see what else is out there. I'm sure that if you do that, you'll find the man you want to become. What the hell do you know, Mom? Where'd you get that tidbit? Some self-help book. I know about Grandma and them being real poor, so they had to sell you off. You had no choice. That's why I was born, right? You're guilty too, Mom. The fire won't go out. Toya. Winter. Toya. 13. And we see him training his quirk. Toya was always smart because he came out of the oven a little early, but at long last he had a growth spurt. Right. It's just another bodily process. My firepower's linked to my feelings, so if I get riled up, I'm pretty awesome if I do say so myself. Man, Dad's sure in for a surprise. Along with those physical changes, his fire. But dang, when I get worked up, I don't know why, but I start crying. Changed from red to blue. This is so good. Alright. Listen, Dad. Next time you get a day off, you gotta come up to Sokoto Peak with me. And again, I wonder if this is going to be another situation like Shigaraki's and Toga's and so many others, where we've learned that as it's tied to your actual physical body, your quirk can mess with your, like, I don't want to say mess with your personality as in, like, that's a full determining factor, but it can mess with your emotions a bit. So I wonder if this is going to be another situation too, where, like, his quirk, like, again, he came from a messed up childhood, was also making decisions that weren't the best because, I mean, his parents weren't necessarily there for him the way they should be. And then, in addition to that, his quirk might also add more fuel onto the fire to continue on with this. New burns. Where can he keep them, where he can keep them hidden? He's been training that way on purpose. Damn it, again? No, wait, what I can do now is really cool. You gotta come see. I might be as awesome as Shoto sooner or later. Maybe I'll even be better than All Might someday. Then, you've gotta give me some respect, Dad. Because again, he thinks the only way he can get respect, like Endeavor doesn't want him to hurt himself, but at this point, he grew up with the whole surpassing All Might thing, so he thinks the only way he can get respect is doing something like surpassing All Might. You'll be glad you created me. I just know it. Why didn't you stop him? Huh, Ray? Damn it, that's all I ask you to do. And he's yelling at Ray. Don't bully Mommy. Don't be mean to her. Get out, Shoto. It's none of your business. And I love all of these panels right from the beginning of this chapter, showing Endeavor shadowed out. Like, just showing, like, the monster he had become. It's so good. What the hell do you know, Mom? Yes, my options were limited, but I made my choice, and I walked that path of my own accord. I had hoped, if nothing else, that I would keep smiling, yet I can't stop him, she says, and you didn't go after him. Quit crying already, stupid tears. And we have him in the forest again. I only thought I'd be throwing fuel on his fire. No, that's not it. Damn it. The truth is, I had no idea what to say to him. Dad, neither did I. And then we see him burning up. Man, that was hot. The flames, I can't stop them. Well, that's just desserts. All he ever taught me was how to turn up the heat. And we see the shoot. Oh my god, again, I got chills. I have goosebumps now. We see the huge explosion of fire. And Endeavor screaming, if only I'd given it all up that day. But, having killed Toya, I felt there was no turning back, so I poured all my energy into Shoto at the expense of everything else. Once Toya was gone, you grew worse and worse until I couldn't stand the sight of you. It got so bad I even started seeing hints of you in the children's faces. Gosh, I really love this, because we saw this from Rei's perspective before, and like why she burned Shoto and everything. I knew our family was broken, but I was too scared to interfere. All I could do was try to fix things just to keep up appearances. And gosh, I'm getting chills again. I love seeing all of their perspectives, but especially we've seen Fuyumi doing that from the beginning, not caring how it is that she gets them all back together, just as long as she has the idea of a real normal family together. It was you who started all of this. You're the root cause, but... And again, we see from the beginning, Natsuo is only blamed Endeavor as the cause of everything. Maybe, if I'd just slugged you in the face and made you have a few serious talks with him, Dabi would have never come about, and I would have been enjoying some good soba with Shoto all these years. You're not the only one who's responsible. Gosh, I freaking love this. I'm getting emotional, because this is such a huge moment of we've known Endeavor's responsibility for like forever, but having all the other members of the family like, crap, there were things that in hindsight you realize we could have done differently, and maybe Dabi wouldn't have happened, maybe we could have had a normal family, but in the end, like, it was just all messed up from a lot of different angles. You're not the only one who's responsible, and now we have to take responsibility for what comes next. Your heart may be broken, but we're here to get you back on your feet. You have no choice but to fight Dabi. Are you really the woman I married? One of our children, one who suffered much more than us. Well, despite having every right to resent me, he started calling me Mom again. He's been making friends at UA, and now he's the one saving us. Shoto is our family's hero. I talked with Mom before we came to see you. I thought this couldn't be your battle to fight, and that I was the only one who could do it, but I was wrong. Once you're done grieving, stand back up, 'cause we all have to go stop Toya. Gosh, and I love this. When it comes to saving people, you don't have to do it alone. That's so good. It's showing the lessons that Shoto learned toward the beginning of the series, coming back now to go toward Endeavor. And it's all like, again, with the theme that we've had arc after arc after arc of a true hero saves a person's heart. Shoto! We have Shoto from inside the room, and Hawks and Best Genus hanging around out there. That was such an amazing chapter. All of this Endeavor stuff has been so well written, and who would have thought from the beginning of the series where we get Shoto's sad backstory that's like your pretty traditional sad shonen character backstory, that it would turn into such an amazing story that we would come back to arc after arc after arc after arc, and we would see not just Shoto's character evolve, but probably the most evolved character throughout the course of the series, Endeavor, from the like madman, the monster he was at the very beginning, the one who was still on his Shoto needs to surpass All Might kick, to then softening on that, to then realizing he was wrong, to then trying to make up for what he's done, to then realizing I can't make up for it, but I can try to do better in the future, to then wondering if he should just distance himself from the situation and leave people to heal on their own, to now getting to the point where he's finding out from his family that he can't separate himself from them and do it alone. He has to work with them to do all of this. I just think it's so good. How much of a journey there has been, like, throughout the course of hundreds of chapters now. It's so amazing. So I'm going to end this one this week. I'm excited for, it said 28th, so no break? No break. Alright, so I'm excited for next week's. If you did like the video, I guess. Comment down there to tell me what you thought of this chapter, or my thoughts and reaction and all that. Subscribe for more Hero Academia, much more on the channel. Going to be doing a shipping video, going to be doing a waifus video. Both of those on the soonish. Follow on Twitter if you want. If you want a link to the Discord server, just ask and I can give you a link. And if you want to help support the channel on Patreon to help me continue, sorry, I lost my train of thought here. To help me continue to make videos is patreon.com/Haku of the tubes, or a link will be in the description. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.